hear a lot about the capabilities of AI, machine learning, and what they're bringing to the table in terms of the future of video analytics. However, what we often don't talk about is what is required to drive them. Just what kind of infrastructure is necessary to leverage these new technologies?
Yeah, it's good. So in the AI and deeper learning market, it really depends upon the software applications. So all the different software applications that are coming out are going to write their code, and it's going to vary based on how they write their code. They're going to write their code either using FPGAs, which are used at the edge, to process that video and process that analytic, or they're going to use GPUs, and then GPUs are going to be used in the server side of that to enable that. And depending upon how those analytic companies write that code, it's our responsibility to figure out what systems can we put together, and what technology do we need to use from those providers of GPUs like NVIDIA or FPGAs from Intel, and build those in and provide those recommendations. Very similar to the way the VMS companies are. They're all writing code, and they're all writing code in different ways that we actually have to be able to provide recommendations around that infrastructure. But it's definitely going to be heavily GPU based at the server side.
And how has this push towards AI and the greater computer power that's necessary for it changed the product roadmap for Arrow, and how are you designing solutions to give users the scalability they need to adopt these and other future surveillance technologies?
Right. So certainly for us, again, I mentioned if the software companies are going to write their analytic and they're going to write that deeper learning application to utilize GPUs, then we have to be able to provide and design systems that can provide and input GPUs into a server. That's not very commonly done today. So servers are not usually GPU based. They're usually CPU based, memory and storage. But now you're going to have to be able to put GPUs in those systems, and you're actually going to have to look at how many GPUs you might need in a system in order to crunch that analytic or crunch that deeper learning. So our responsibility in our roadmap is to look at the partners we have and be able to figure out how we can scale a GPU system or GPU server. So how many servers do you need? So you have one to many GPUs in that server to be able to crunch those numbers. Within Arrow, we have all those capabilities to build those applications under our Seneca brand and be able to provide those recommendations. So we can also provide sizing recommendations and throughput and GPU recommendations for our systems integrators. So we help take the guesswork out of that and make that easier for them.
Ron, how has the proliferation of surveillance cameras in general impacted some of your more traditional solutions, such as NVRs, in recent years?
Yeah, there's definitely been a proliferation of cameras. There's more cameras in the market today. You're seeing it definitely in the United States market. There's more cameras being deployed. And not only that, there's newer cameras deployed. So cameras are now out with H.265. There's 4K higher resolution cameras. You've got panoramic cameras, fisheye cameras. Those cameras take more processing. So for us, we have to look at the roadmap on those NVRs, and not only do we need to know what processors they need and how to improve that processor capability so we can process that the performance and the throughput requirement by those cameras, we also are seeing deeper retention times or longer retention times. So we have to look at it from two angles. We have to make sure that we're processing and providing the right CPU and processors for those new cameras. We also need to make sure we can store that video and handle that within longer retention times that happen in the market. So it's definitely a good challenge for us, but it's our opportunity to be able to provide those system recommendations and sizing opportunities for our systems integrators.